Hello everyone, George here, and welcome back to my implementation of Five Nights at Freddy's. Right now we're still inside of Maya LT, and we're looking at the supply closet room. Let's go ahead and jump in and work some more on this. So let's go ahead and hide the outer walls, and I think this video is going to be a little bit shorter, and we're going to focus instead on texturing this asset right here. Now as I moved back, we can see some Z fighting going on with the top of this. That is these bars right here, or the supports and the top panels. So we're going to want to fix that probably. So let's go to X-ray mode really quick, and we can see that they go up all the way to the top, which is a big problem for us. So let's come in from the side, right click, go to vertex mode, and that is not what I want. So let's go to object mode, Control H to hide that as well, and undo that really quick. Let's see, let's grab this and hide both of them. Now we can zoom in, come from over here and grab this bit here, and we're going to push that down and in, and it doesn't really matter exactly how far, but let's actually do both at the same amount. I'm going to push it in about what do you say, all the way to there, and we're going to do the same thing down here at the bottom. So instead of having this ride all the way to the floor, we're going to have this come up a bit, and we'll have it go up and to about there. All right, we're also going to slice this thing up a little bit, and I'm going to slice it into 1, 2/3, I guess. So let's do that. Let's go to Shift right click and insert edge loop tool. We're going to do 3 edge loops. So let's see really quick. Nope, let's do 2 because we have 3 parts. 2 in each, and that's going to put them inside of those, which is perfect. That way our seams are going to be within this panel right here, so we won't notice them as much. We won't notice them at all because they'll be hidden. Save. We're also going to want to do this to the back components as well. So we did that to the components over there, but we need to do this over here. So once again, F8, Shift, right click, and insert edge loop, and we're going to do that here and over here. Great. F8 twice, W. Save, F8, there we are. Let's turn X-ray mode off now so we can actually see what's going on, and we should be ready to texture this thing. So let's go to Edit, Delete by Type, History. Let's open up our browser, and within our browser we're going to look for something like light pine wood. Let's go to Images and Settings. Let's go to More, Tools, Size, Large, and we're going to need Photoshop open for this, so we might as well open that up. And let's see if we can just find a basic texture we can work with that'll do what we want. So let's see. This one on Pinterest looks pretty good. Zoom out. We might be able to work with that one. So cancel. And going back to Maya, we just need to lay out the UVs, which hopefully is going to be pretty simple for this object. Heck, we might just be able to do a complete unwrap all on its own. So if we go to UV and just go to automatic on this object, let's see what that gives us. So Window, Modeling Editors, and UV Editor. We can see it laid everything out quite nicely, actually. We could try to combine some of the UV space. You can see it's leaving a lot of gaps in between each element. It's kind of up to us. Trying to see if we can do arrange and layout, relaying it out across everything. So let's go to Image, UV Snapshot, and do we have, let's go to F8 for object mode. Browse this. UV supply closet and just call this rack. Hit OK. Close that. Open it up in Photoshop now. File, Open. Let's go to our Maya folder, Images, and within here, supply closet rack. Double click, stroke it so we can actually see what's going on. Make it black. Okay, I'm going to make the, there we are. That's good. And let's just take that texture we found that we think might work. Control, copy image, go to Photoshop, File, New, Okay, Control V. Let's go to image, image size. Let's do 2048 or 1024. Do 1024 by 1024, enter. Power of 2. Now we're going to want to duplicate this over and over and over again. So let's go to filter first, other, offset. We're going to do 512 and 512. We can see, unfortunately, that we get some nastiness. There's some discoloration going on. So I'm going to duplicate this layer, Control L it, to emphasize the differences going on here. I am going to desaturate this. I'm going to invert it. I'm also going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and do it enough so that the details are no longer part of this. Control L this again and make sure I get the full range. I am going to blur this once more so I don't get the banding that you see right here. I want this almost as continuous as discrete things can be, but I want gray levels, lots of gray levels going from the darkest to the lightest. If we Control L for levels again, we should have values ranging all the way across this object, which is perfect for us. Now what I'm going to do is go to something like overlay and tone it down a little bit. And you'll notice that hopefully we're shifting the impact of this ever so slightly. We can see that we're moving it out of the corners and pulling it somewhere else. And the idea is we're trying to compensate for some of the differences in the lights and the darks. Like there we go, hard light at a low opacity seems to do an okay job somewhere around there. So I'm going to take both of these, I'm just going to merge them. I'm going to get rid of the background layer. I'm going to go to filter, other, offset, and then we can see tonally at least it's a lot closer, not tonally, but in terms of lights and darks, it's a little bit better than it was before. And now we just really have this vertical seam to deal with right there. And if we want to, we can attempt to just use the healing brush tool. This is probably not going to work terribly well. As you can see, we've got this back and forth going on, or it can't quite decide what it wants to do. It might be better for us to actually just grab some portion of this one, like on this side, Control C, Control V, and move that here, and then try to blend these two together. Give it a mask there, gradient tool it, and let's do something like this. Maybe the opposite of that, actually. There we are. So that's what I want. That's pretty okay. I'm going to go with that. It looks better than what we had before. I'm just going to merge these layers together. I'm going to go to Edit, and let's create a pattern out of this. So Control A, the whole thing, Edit, and go to, where is it? Define pattern. Let's call this wood pine. Okay. Come back over here. I'm going to do Shift F5. We're going to go with a pattern, and that pattern is going to be our pine pattern, which you can see right there. And Control, let's see. Looks like we've got a little bit of a problem with our pattern. We've got a seam on the edge that I didn't account for. So coming back over here, let's just go to Filter, Other, Offset. I just want to make sure it wasn't anything on our pattern. Looks like it's fine. So it is over here. So Shift. So let's bring this layer in. Shift F5. Bring the pattern in. There we are. I put it in the wrong place. That's all good. Looks fine to me. I am going to create another layer underneath this layer though, and just grab one of these colors just in case I'm missing something. So let's grab, I don't know, whoops, not measuring tool. I want the eyedropper tool, and move this one under, Shift F5, enter. There we are. I'm going to merge these two together so it's one solid layer. And let's now see what happens. So we can see the wood grain in the direction that it's going in. We might want to flip some of these elements so that they go the opposite direction of the wood grain, or just rotate the wood grain itself to travel in a different direction. So for instance, up here with these parts, we might want the wood grain to go downward as opposed to across it. Let's turn off the UVWs. So UVW, enter, go to File, Save As, and that's a PSD. Let's go to FNAF and Photoshop and save this out here. Wait a second, File, Save As, FNAF, Photoshop. And save. Okay. Turn off UVs, save file, save as, PSD, or PNG, and go to textures, supply closet, save, okay. Go back to Maya, grab our supply closet, right click, assign new material, Fong, supply closet underscore rack underscore M. I'm gonna grab all of this, choose our color, file, find our file. Let's go up and go to textures, and then go to supply closet and rack. And there we can see, yeah, I'm definitely not enjoying how that texture's going across that at all, especially these parts, these supports. So they're going to need to be fixed. Let's fix this texture name first. So let's do place 2D texture node, perfect, save. So I think the entire texture should be rotated. This one right here, 90 degrees, like this, most likely, apply, file, save as. Once again, save that PNG out, textures, supply closet, okay. Once it's finished, jump back into Maya, take a look, and much better. We do have a transparency problem because it's a PNG, so let's go to Windows and let's see, Materials, Hypershade. Here it is. So let's see, no, that's not it. This is the one we want. So let's see, Supply Closet Broom. Which one are we dealing with? There we are. Let's open this one up. There we are, and we can see the transparency connection, the out color, and the transparency coming right here. So grab that, delete. Now we won't have that transparency problem, and we have successfully textured our the rack. Now we're probably going to want grime and debris and dirt on this thing, and we're going to need to then separate out the bottom from the top at least to make this work. Because I do see it as getting grimier as you go down towards the floor, where it's probably been caked in water and other things that attract mold and so forth. So anyway, let's go to the UV editor and see if we can't make this work for us very easily. Since the UVs are already primarily set up, there's not a whole lot we should have to do other than organize these slightly different. So if we go over here and grab, let's see what we're dealing with. So if I go to UVs in UV shell mode, we can see, here we go. So here's all of this stuff. So let's grab these shells. Ooh, let's not do component, let's do object. And actually, let's also grab all of you. And we're just going to reorient things a little bit. I'm going to take all of you and move you out. And let's see. Come on, tool. I hate this tool. That tool is such a pain in the rear. Okay, so this is the top, this is the bottom. They're respectively going to be pretty much the same. I don't care. So we're just going to do that. These guys are the side bits, it looks like. And this is going to be the side, and that's going to be the other side. So once again, just get them close enough, somewhere like there. Move them both here. Grab you two, and you can come over here. Now the ones that are going to matter the most are going to end up being the support elements. So let's jump and try to deal with them next. So move that off. Here's the support elements. So here's our elements there and there. So pulling them out over here, that's most of these ones right here. So I can grab all of them and let's put them together somewhere down here. With the way this texture is currently set up, these ones are going to be all grossed out. These ones are going to be grossed out to here. So I might want to do this a little bit differently. So how far up do I want the grossness to go? I would say all of this. So let's grab all of this as well. That's going to be how tall the grossness ends up being. Take both of these and move them to there. Grab these two, move them also into here. Move that over. Move you two together over. And you two can hopefully find space somewhere over here. Or something. We'll figure it out. But the rest of these guys, we're going to take them. Can I just arrange? Yes, I can just arrange those ones. Although they do scale the whole darn thing, don't they? So anyway, these guys are now all within proportion to each other. They're just not in proportion to the rest of these. So let's scale them down and get them in proportion for the most part. Something like, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I think I hit the 3 key. There we go. Yep. Okay, that's close enough. W, these ones get the nice pine texture up here, so they should be fine. And let's turn the texture off so it's not messing with me. These ones get the gross texture, which is down here. I kind of want more of a differentiation between these two. I'm going to scale everyone down ever so slightly, I think, just so I can push one up and the other one the other way. And you can go over here somewhere, and you guys can go up here. You all can come along somewhere there. Then we got a nice little bit between the two, and then you all are going to come. Here we go. So this is what I ended up with. I've got the top bit, which is clean, the bottom bit, which isn't so clean, and then we're going to do somewhere in the center, something right along here. And that's where the side supports go. Let's go to save, and let's push this out. And let's go to, let's see, what are we in? That's component mode. So let's go to UV snapshot, browse, and from the UV snapshot browsing, let's do rack again. Yes. Okay. Yes, override it. Now that we have that, close this one, file, open, and find that original Photoshop. Supply closet rack. Maya images rack. Control A, Control Shift C, Control V. There it is. UVW, and stroke it. Great. Now that we have that, let's just find some sort of a dirt texture or a mold or water damage. Actually, those ones look pretty good. Hold on. Ooh, that's a good one. Public domain photos too. That's a plus. Let's copy this. Bring it in. Whoops. Control N, enter Control V, Control L. Okay, Control U this. Desaturate this a bit. And filter, we are going to blur it ever so slightly. Control A, Control Shift C, and coming back over here, Control V. And this is huge. So let's see what we can get away with without really doing anything. So that's not so bad. I'm sure we can bring more darks in like that. And then we can always just start masking away things we don't like. And healing parts that we want to change. So grab this. All right, let's see what it looks like. Why not? Supply closet, there we are. And there we go. Definitely grimier, grittier, especially towards the bottom, which I'm fine with. So, better. Okay, so we're getting close to 30 minutes with this video. Remember, if you like it, give me a like. If you dislike it, don't just give me a dislike, but tell me what you didn't enjoy. And always remember to subscribe if you want more content like this in the future. I will see you all with the next video.